Hello everyone and welcome to Final Fantasy Record Keeper. I'm recording this because during the LP, a few people actually asked during the Final Fantasy 6 LP, a few people were actually asking, well, what's Record Keeper? Because I was mentioning it a few times. Record Keeper is one of several Final Fantasy mobile games, along with the now defunct Airborne Brigade, Mobius Final Fantasy, Brave Exvius, and now Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. Wow, that is a mouthful. So I figured I'd show it off. I call it a battle simulator, kind of, because it's really focused entirely on combat like you would expect from a Final Fantasy mobile game. So, I'll start off by showing off how many freaking characters are available in this game. And how many I still need to buy with these Souls of Heroes. There's a lot to this game, so I'm probably not going to get to cover most of it. So if there are any questions, I can answer them or just do a follow-up video. So yeah, starting with Final Fantasy 1, although they also are counting Wall and Echo from Mobius as one, because that game is sort of a reimagining of the first Final Fantasy. But you'll notice that every major and minor character, well, almost every major and minor character is available for play. And they each have their own unique stats. However, they don't technically have unique abilities unless you pull their unique equipment, which is something I'll get into after I show off some of the combat. Even 4, Tactics and Tactics Advance. I don't think they're on Advance 2 yet. Type 0. And then there are the core... Oh wow, I actually am only missing 4 cores. Look, it's satisfying me to get all of the characters. And trust me, there's a reason to at least level all of them, even if you're not going to actually use most of them. The cores suck. But yeah, characters, classes, it doesn't matter. Everything is available, or if it's not, it will be available. There are also a couple of collabs, but guess what? Mobile or Global doesn't get most of those. We did get the Kingdom Hearts collab, though. Crap, did I get the loads from that? I think I did. Anyway, so while I'm here in the Hall of Rights, I'll talk about the Memory Crystal loads. This is how you break characters' level caps. Initially, the character will have a level cap of 50, and then you can break the level cap with a Memory Crystal load to get to 65 and also unlock Record Materia, which is one of the game's equipment slots. Record Materia give passives that range from being, like, obscenely overpowered, like an instant limit break gauge, and not very good, like gain 5% mind but lose 10% defense or something like that. Actually, that one in particular is actually really good, since if you need mind, you have low defense anyway, but I'm getting off track. Then there's Memory Crystal 2, which breaks from 65 to 80, and Crystal 3, which breaks from 80 to 99. And then you unlock at least one new Record Materia for each Memory Crystal. I think you get 2 for the first, then 1 for 2, then 1 for 3. You get the second one from 1 and the MC2 Record Materia as random drops while using the character in the party, and 3 comes from getting the character to level 99. I think I'm getting that right. In any case, next up is abilities. I guess I should go over next. Characters do not have inherent abilities except for a soul break, which is the equivalent of a limit break, and a attack and defend command. You have to create abilities of different sorts. So you have your black magics, you have your white magics, you have your summons, you have combat abilities, which are things like double cut, stat breaks, barrage, which is... I can make barrage? But yeah, it's 4 random attacks. Full charge. Eh. Life Siphon, which charges your soul break gauge quickly. Then you have Support, which is the breakdowns, a revival, Entrust, Intimidate, status ailment attacks, Wrath, which again just boosts up your gauge. Celerity is your other status abilities, things like leg shot, chance to slow. What's the difference between... I guess leg shot is 1 attack with a slightly higher chance? Somehow, I didn't realize that existed. That is really good. Your spell blades, which are your elemental physical attacks. And then you have things like Dragoon's elemental jumps, monk abilities, beef abilities, knight abilities for tanking, samurai abilities, ninja abilities. And to create these, you need orbs. And you get orbs from combat, from either running your standard realm dungeons, which are the equivalent of a main campaign, or by running daily dungeons. It's a mobile game. It has to have dailies, unfortunately. They changed relatively recently, or at least relatively recently to me, how dailies work. So you can get random orbs or focused orbs and crystals. Crystals being for 6-star abilities. And every day the orb meadows are open, which I think give up to 4-star orbs. The experience dungeon is open. The guild dungeon is open, and the upgrade material dungeon is open. These 3 still have a day, but they're upgraded on that day. You might notice that they also drop Gissel Greens, which, if we go into the Fat Chocobo's shop, you can exchange these for orbs. Or dark matters, which are used for upgrading equipment. Or equipment leveling stuff. Eggs to level characters. Special accessories, these are relatively new, so I still need to get them. Stamina shards, which are used to increase your maximum stamina. Onion Knight motes, because they finally realized, oh, you shouldn't have to do a dungeon to dive the Onion Knight. I'll get into that later. Stamina potions, which you can use to recover 100 stamina. A mithril, which is your premium currency of the game. Technically, gems are the premium currency, but these are what you use to pull for relics. Motes, which are used to dive characters to grow them past level 99. One mithril off, of course. So let's show off the combat. I'll show it off with an event dungeon. Events are really a majority of the content. You're mostly going to be auto-battling through realm dungeons. So we're going to do Embracing Ruin +++. +++ is the furthest I ever get in events, so... Yeah, we're fighting Trance Kuja, who, if we scroll down, we can see we can inflict slow, blind, interrupt, and use reflect against. Unfortunately, his abilities are, you know, not things you would reflect. And no elemental resistances. Let's see, let's go ahead and pull Onion Knight out of the party. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna just remove all. Magicite is something beyond my stage of progression, but, the reason I want... Oh, actually... Yeah, Garnet... Do I need Aiko abilities? Well, she does come with a burst for healing. And... Yeah, I'll bring Aiko. Zidane, who I should probably level and break. Actually, I think I should be able to break both of them. I'm gonna keep Squall around because Squall is a powerhouse in this game. You don't need Kiraja, really, since you have Ultra Cure. Here, you take one of Garnet's Bahamut's. And she can go ahead and just take Sloka. Yeah. Let's see, Life Siphon, Tempo Flurry, Life Siphon, Faraga Strike, Wrath, Magic Breakdown, okay. So these are, right here, the record materia. For example, Garnet has Blood of the Summoner, which means her summoning abilities might trigger twice. Aiko has Gain Magic but lose Resistance. Zidane has Thief abilities triggered. I don't really use Thief abilities, so I'm going to go ahead and give him Dr. Mog's Teachings, which is that one I talked about that gives you a Soul Break, because he does have a burst. I'll go into bursts when we get into battle. Overstrike is pretty obvious, though. You throw on Mako Might, which gives you the same effect. Right, I'll show off using Growth Eggs and Memory Crystals. So I go over to Upgrades in Inventory, click on Growth Eggs, click who I want to use them on, Optimize, waste as little XP as possible. Yeah, you get a lot of Growth Eggs just by running events. Alright, do I already have your crystals, or do I need to go grab them from the Hall of Rites? Okay. I'm intentionally showing what seems like busy work just to show kind of my process. So, Zidane, Garnet, and Aiko. If I'm saying it wrong, well, it's because I haven't watched an LP of 9 to know how it's supposed to be. damage with thief abilities. I should probably thief abilities. Moderate amount of magic and small amount of mind when a dagger is equipped. Huh. Weird, but okay. Large amount of mind when an instrument is equipped. But that's from reaching level 99 that you unlock those for real. So, let's actually pop into that dungeon. Dungeon is a catch-all term, it just means fight or fights. In this case, we're just fighting Transkuja. Let's just double check. Okay. Marcus. You have Poison Impulse, which is awesome. Actually, yeah, you're good. Use Wrath, then spam Magic Breakdown. Let's see, you can also choose a Roaming Warrior, which is a character you can bring along to get 2 casts of their Soul Break. I guess I'm gonna bring Stone Skin, because that is a wall relic, which greatly reduces the amount of damage you take. Alright, let's slow down to battle speed 2. So down at the bottom of the screen, you're going to have attack, defend, and your 2 abilities. Let's start with your burst, you wrath, you Bahamut, you slow, and Squall, you go ahead and bring in a Shalta for Stone Skin 2. A burst Soul Break does a significant amount of damage and then puts the character into a burst mode, which gives them 2 commands that replace attack and defend. Like Mug Power, lowers attack abilities, or Mug Defend, which lowers his defense and resistance. I believe that his burst commands stack with breakdowns as well, so I can go for another Bahamut. Zidon's burst also comes with what is known as an N-Wind, which reduces a character's resistance to, well, in this case, wind. Wow, this is a really easy plus plus plus. Oh yeah, he uses Reflect, but I don't use anything that's gonna be reflected. Counter Flare Star. Wow, I actually think my 9 party might be getting to a point where I can go beyond plus plus plus. Eh. Alright, Kuja is gonna be down. But I not gonna die alone. Quality. Now, the reason I brought 9 characters along, which I should have mentioned, is because characters who are from the realm of a dungeon get a significant stat bonus, as well as gaining, I think, 50 or 100% more experience points. Let's see, Creeping Revulsion. I think that's the giant flea from outer space boss? Alright, weak to ice despite using ice. So, an Asunaga would be nice if I had it. Yeah, let's just pop in. This would be the first ultimate I could do, I think. I'll talk about moats after this. Ultra Cure is Cure and Asuna, right? Yeah. So I'm actually just going to see if I can hone that. When you create an ability, it only has 2 uses, or 1 if it's a summon, and you can hone it using significantly more orbs to get 2 more, or 1 more, use out of it. Like so. Ultra Cure, I need more major white orbs. This is embarrassing. And I don't have nearly enough. Well, let's see if we can do it with 6. I'm also just trying to burn through stamina potions so I can actually claim some from login rewards. Garnet. Instead of Slowga, you're gonna also be an off healer, I think. Squall, you're gonna be very useful. I'll go ahead and give you Blizzaga Strike for when you're off burst. Zidane, you're fine. Aiko, you're fine. I think the boss is mostly physical? Or mostly magical? Especially since the condition is kind of to, oh, I forgot to break Marcus. The condition is kind of to lower its magic. I'm gonna get another MC3 out of this anyway. MC3s are the hardest to get, if you couldn't tell. Alright, Creeping Revulsion. This is where things are going to get a little tougher. Let's see. Sentinel's Grimoire. Yeah, I'm just going to take that as my roaming warrior for my wall. I'm probably going to go ahead and just burn stamina in the dailies or something. Alright, whoever is first is walling. Marcus, you wrap, raise your attack. Immediately burst. Something I like about this game is that the divide between playing the game seriously and playing it casually is not enormous. Like, anyone can start to play the game seriously, even if they're not necessarily a fan of the series, just because you just remember, oh, these things stack, these things don't, these abilities are particularly good. And you don't have to go through, like, spreadsheets and stuff, really. Also, what's interesting is, unless they use the earliest possible version of a song. So the Final Fantasy I realm uses music from the NES version of Final Fantasy I, except when the GBA version added music. I don't need to heal yet. I'll heal now. I can Bahamut. Also, because bosses do generally have a lot of HP in this game, exploiting weaknesses actually feels very rewarding, as does hitting 4 9s. Let's see. Also, there's no too good to use club on abilities. So you don't go, it costs too much MP to use Kiraja or Bahamut or whatever. You just use it because it's going to be refreshed when you leave the Realm dungeon. Usually they're like 3 stages long. Sometimes events like this will just have bosses, though. Let's go Life Siphon. Start Ultra Curing. Wow, this is going really well. That's OSB. Overstrike Break moves the damage limit over 1 digit. I just wanted to get to the good stuff. Amusingly, Meteor Twister does more damage based on how many female party members there are. Wow, I mastered Ultimate. Nice. And I get some orbs. Oh, I didn't even notice the crystal. And we get an accessory. Nice. I'm not sure what that one does. Let's check. I wanted to show a relic pull, but Let's see here. That one gets 2 wind crystals and 2 ice crystals. If I do it with just 9 characters, I get more wind orbs. What is this? This is Malarius. Finish with 3 or more heroes not KO'd. Reflects. Raining Swords ignores defense. Defeated while asleep. Oh. Huh. And weak to ice. Counters with Faraga. So, but I'm gonna go run a Realm dungeon real quick to get that 50th Mithril so that I can show a 10 pull, because that's where pulls are actually. In case you're wondering, you pretty much just auto-battle until the boss and then spam soul breaks on the boss. in Realm Dungeons. They recently reworked the Realm Dungeon rewards, so you get a lot more stamina shards early on. So I'm really catching up on Elite Dungeons so I can get in on that sweet stamina shard action. I guess I'll show it, just to show, like, yeah, you don't get much from these, but they are a necessary evil because they expand your stamina gauge. Yay. And it used to be that boss rounds didn't usually have standard enemies before them. Roaming warriors, unfortunately, have been decided as... They only give you presets now, because I guess they didn't want people to just use friends, but whatever. Makes people play it more, I guess. Exciting stuff, isn't it? There's a reason I mostly look at mobile games as things to auto through. Once you make enough progress, that's really what they are until boss fights, like the realm, like the events. But I'm not complaining. It's fun. Alright, time to show a 5 pull, because really, pulling is a lot of people's favorite parts of these games. So, the way you earn equipment in the game is through the relic draw. There are tons and tons and tons of banners. I think I already did that? Yeah. Sometimes they'll do lucky relic draws where you will be guaranteed to have certain levels of soul breaks on your 5 and 6 star relics. Currently, because it is the 3rd anniversary, they are doing 3 pulls for 5 mithril per realm with a guarantee of 1 5-star or higher. So this is actually a good time to start. Each banner has different things, so if we go onto this Beatrix and Freya banner and scroll down and click on relics, we can see which items are here. Unfortunately, it doesn't say who each one is for, but you can guess that the Gastro Fork is for Kina, and the Holy Lance is for Beatrix, or for Freya. Apocalypse is for Beatrix. Although I'm not sure who Masamune in 9 belongs to. And so on. The only relic I have from here that's on ban... Why is there a type 0? Whatever. I'm gonna pull from here because the only on banner I already have is the Ogre. I think. So let's do it. If you do an 11 draw, you get a guaranteed 5-star. I got 2. I got Akina. Oh. At least it's her materia. One. Okay. Begin battle with last stand and temporarily... That's actually not bad. This is a legend materia, which is another equipment slot. Once you get them, once you master it by gaining a certain amount of experience while having the equipment equipped, you will keep that passive. So Kina, once mastering this, will always have last stand and major regen on the start of a battle, and get a little stat boost. Not exactly what I was hoping for, but hey, I have a weapon for Kina now. Now let's get a very basic rundown on diving. Once you get a character to level 80, you unlock their record sphere, which is where you use those emotes we were getting as rewards. Sorry about that. So for example, if I go to Garnet, who I know I've started, I've mastered her White Mage, Red Mage, and Bard spheres. So she has a few more points of mind, a little more HP, some res, and she gets a passive bonus to healing while using White Magics. Red Mage just increases her stats. Bard increases her stats. Summoner will increase her summoning damage by 9%, as well as giving her 9 magic and 120 HP. You get it. Oh, I can actually go ahead and get her as an even better healer. I mostly use her as an off healer and a main Bahamut user, but hey. So you can see these second classes use 4-star motes. The initial classes use 3-star motes. And then once I finish her second classes, I can actually go into her legend sphere. And what that does is lets me use 5-star motes to unlock a couple of passives, like slightly more summon damage. Now abandon. When low on HP, restore HP to the user, temporarily increase their stats. So kind of a last stand effect. As well as the stat ups. Also, oh right, they gave out Bard motes at some point. Even though it was a huge meme at... Oh, it was during the... It was during an event. So things like... Some characters will have the Bard sphere. So I can actually unlock a special ability, reduce cast time for offensive magic for 3 turns. As well as being able to use it, of course. And another 3% white magic healing, why not? But then, like, Onion Knight... Onion Knight requires a special kind of mote, the Onion Knight mote, for the first stage of all of their... Actually, I'm gonna say his, because I think Onion Knight is supposed to be, Luneth. But they decided that the first level of every class requires an Onion mote, which were initially only available in 2 events. And then they finally added them to the Gishel shop. Admittedly, it was kind of a neat flavor thing because you had to farm the same enemies that dropped the Ultimate Onion equipment in Final Fantasy III. But still. Hey. But then there's like Squall, I need more 4-star motes for him. I guess I can go ahead and start diving Zidane. But yeah, I just wanted to show off the game, since I referenced it a lot, and apparently not everyone... Well, that sounds really conceited. Apparently not everyone actually plays it. But I was a little surprised that there were fans of the series who hadn't touched it. So I just wanted to give a very surface-level look at the game. I hope you enjoyed. I'm sorry I haven't been uploading a whole lot lately. I just haven't been feeling into it. But, right, there are just class modes in general. But, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this look at Record Keeper. It's a game that I really like, and I keep coming back to even after I take breaks, which can't be said of a lot of games.